ready?
Mm.
Sure?
Yeah. Can you see my cup?
Yeah.
Cool.
See both our cups.
Cool.
Why? Do you want your cup on the queen of everything?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Are we recording?
We're recording.
You know, I have to go like this.
No,
I have
don't.
to go like this.
Just sit normal.
Oh. Okay. This is very strange for me.
Why?
Because it's weird. Oh dear. Go on then.
You ready?
Yeah, ready.
Cool. Hello, welcome to the first ever Get Nailed podcast. We've been talking about doing this for, 8 months now? 9 months?
Something like that, yeah.
Finally getting around to recording it. So Happy New Year, everyone. It's been a while. I don't normally appear on camera. So for me, this is alien, weird.
Can I just put in there? I don't even know what a podcast is. Like,
This is going to be fun.
because you've tried to explain it to me
Yeah.
several times, and I'm like, oh my god, clue. Like, give me a client, give me some nails, give me something to teach someone that obviously I know about, not maths. Then, you know,
Definitely not maths.
I've got it. I could talk
Okay.
for hours. But
Well-
this to me, I don't get it. But people want it. So,
Essentially,
like, do
Well,
I
this-
talk to you? Do I talk to them? Do I talk in here?
no, stop talking now. Stop talking. It's fine. It's a professional setup, isn't it?
I feel like Mariah Carey. I feel like I should like start singing the same.
What?
I don't know. The microphone, innit?
You're not Q and Jake. Right. So basically, a podcast, the whole premise of a podcast is we sit down, we have a chat, we can talk nails, we can talk
I know about this, yeah.
current
I
affairs,
do
stuff
that.
that's happening in the world.
Oh, not very good.
No, but you're quite opinionated.
Oh, that's
Do you know what I mean?
controversial.
It's not controversial.
Oh.
You're quite strong-minded.
Yes,
You
that.
have your opinions on things that you think are right and wrong. Now,
Yeah.
not everyone's going to agree with everything you say, but as long as you make a valid point, people will maybe understand why you think the way you do.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Sure?
Yeah.
It doesn't, does it?
Yeah, it does. I'm with you. I've got this, babe. I've got this. I'm on it.
Okay.
Come on then. Let's talk about politics.
No. So we put a post up a little while ago asking people what they wanted the first podcast to be about.
I was quite surprised actually by people's.
Yeah, there was
Responses.
quite a few different responses. And I think the first thing that people wanted to know about was us. How we met, how Get Nailed was formed,
Yeah.
how we got to where we are with Get Nailed, and where we're going with Get Nailed. Which are all valid
Yeah.
things. Half of them I want to know because I can't remember. No. So you are Lauren McBride,
I most certainly
nail
am.
artist extraordinaire,
Well, yeah.
and I am Stuart
My
McBride.
husband, innit?
Yeah. I'm Stuart. So
Voice from behind the camera.
yeah, as I say, I'm not used to being on camera. I am on camera, and
This is quite a big deal for you.
this is really a big deal for me. Like, because I know I'm going to get loads of fan mail, please. No, for me this is alien. I'm quite happy being behind the camera, doing the editing, doing the website, doing posts, doing videos, doing all that sort of stuff. That's where I'm happiest. That's my comfort area. This for me is really alien, so this is going to be really fun. So, us.
Us.
How did we meet?
You and I.
You and I. So, we met on...
Oh, are you going to tell
Yes.
your version of events, or are you going to tell the actual truth? Because whenever you tell people this story, you're like, oh yeah, she hounded me for weeks, and what version are you going down?
We'll go with the truth.
Go on then.
Not my truth.
Your truth.
No, not my truth. The truth. Big difference. So we met.
Go on then. I'll let you tell the story.
Thanks.
You like telling this story.
I do, because it's how I snared you, like you're my prey. So we met. I got mine 2014, 9 years ago.
Mm.
Wow.
That's a long time, babe.
9 years ago, on Tinternet, on Plenty of Fish.
Other dating sites are available.
Yeah.
Tinder wasn't around then, was it?
It wasn't. No, it wasn't a thing. But no, we met on Plenty of Fish.
Yeah.
Actually, the day I messaged you was the day I was looking to come off of
Me too.
Plenty of Fish through many failed dates.
We've been catfished a few times, haven't we?
Oh yeah, yeah. I turned up to a date and the woman was either herself 30 years ago or just a completely different person. So be careful with internet dating. There are some weirdos out there.
I married one.
Thanks. And it kind of went from there, didn't it? I messaged you. You replied. We started chatting. Went on a few dates. And then after, what was it, the third date?
Yeah.
Third date, we realised that we loved each other.
Aww.
It was really quick, actually. Really quick.
Really quick.
But when you know, you know.
You know.
Yeah.
My only regret is, and we've had this conversation a few times, is that we didn't meet each other sooner, because, you know, we could have started this earlier, you know, but everything happens for a reason.
I mean, we'll come on to starting this earlier, but I don't think that would have happened. Because,
no.
And we'll go through the reasons why.
And everything, like I've just said, everything happens for a reason, doesn't it? So that was our time, darling.
You've got
to fall
Charlie,
in
I've
love.
got Caitlin.
Yeah.
You know, we're now one big family, with Bride Tribe. So yeah, and then we went on a few dates. I went on a holiday with you literally about 2 months after meeting you. We went to...
I don't think it was even that. I think it was about 2 weeks.
What, the Isle of Wight?
Mm.
Was it?
Mm.
Cows Week.
So that's August.
We met in May.
Oh no, yeah, 2 months.
So about 2
yeah.
months. And yeah, on the way back from holiday, Caitlin started crying because she missed you. And about 2 weeks after we were back from holiday, you said, do you want to move in? And I was like, yeah. Moved in, and the rest is history.
I got rid of him. Trying. I'm really trying.
And a year later, we got married. Literally
A year and a week.
A year and a week after we first met, we then got married.
Yeah.
We've since had Bobo. So that's us. That's us. We got...
It's not as interesting as people.
No. It's pretty normal, really.
Yeah.
Our engagement was something special, wasn't it?
No, Stuart, it wasn't.
Oh.
It wasn't special at all.
Special to
It
me.
was at Castle Point Car Park, row H.
Row H at Castle Point Car Park.
Amazing. Nailed it. Ever the romantic.
Yep. No big gestures, but you don't like big gestures.
No, hate it.
You don't like the spotlight
Don't like
being on
surprises
you.
either.
You don't
Hate
like
it.
surprises. So, you know, I was kind of restricted as to what I could do. So we were sat in the car. I was like, "Should we get married?" You were like, "Yeah, okay." And that was pretty much it.
It's more of a mutual decision, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Okay, so fast forward to now.
Fast forward to now. Okay, so now we're 8 years on. Married, 8 years. Together, 9 years. And we've got Get Nailed, which came about through the pandemic, through COVID-19.
Which was horrendous for a lot of people.
It was. It was. So I was working...
Including us.
Yeah, it was. It was really bad. It was really bad. I was working as a sales manager for a company. I had 150 sales guys on the floor, and it got to the.
Nail tech.
You was a nail tech.
You was a nail tech.
You was a nail tech in it. Just working sort of in between me coming home
Yeah.
and you were doing bits when the kids were at school.
Yeah.
And I was coming home, was sorting the kids, putting them to bed, and then you'd do some more in the evening.
Yeah.
And that was fine, that was working for us. And then my job changed how it was working and the bonus structure and everything else, and the amount of hours I was doing, it would work out that I was on pretty much.
And it was a really stressful environment as well, wasn't
Yeah.
it? And you weren't getting any family time.
No.
Or...
I mean, we're talking top end sales where the sales guys are earning £100,000 plus a year.
And I think having Bobo really changed your...
My mentality and my thought process, because with Caitlin and with Charlie, because I met Charlie when he was 3, I've been in his life,
Basically.
6 years, 7 years. With them, I didn't get
Well, no, baby,
a
it would be
chance.
9 years. I'm not very good at maths, but we've been together 9 years, so it would be 9 years. No?
Check you out with the maths, proud of you. So, yeah, with Charlie and with Caitlin, I never got to see them grow up. I never got to take them to school, pick them up from school. You know, I'd be gone before they were up and I'd be home when they were in bed. And the only time I got to see them was at weekends. And normally then they had parties to go to or we had stuff on. And it was just really difficult to spend any time at all with you and the kids, really. I mean, I got to see you in the evenings when you finish your clients, maybe an hour or two. But we were literally like passing ships in the night.
And now look.
And now
every minute of every day.
Literally 24/7, 365.
Oh, that's a true story.
Yeah. So I made the decision that I was going to become a stay-at-home dad, and we were going to grow your business, the Nailed business.
And then COVID hit.
So, yeah, I mean, you got to the point where you were working 5 days a week, almost 10 hours a day, fully booked, back to back to back with clients, and we got there. And it was then going to be time for me, when Bo started preschool, to go out and do my own thing, you know, whether it be set up a website, you know, doing sales or whatever. You know, we were looking at options. And then COVID hit. And overnight, no one was employing. All of your clients had to stop. We had a bit of money in the bank and we were like, okay, we can ride this out. It's not going to be too bad.
Well, like everyone, I think we thought it was only going to be a couple of weeks, month at the most, before everything went back to normal. And we were okay for that period of time. And we were just treating it a bit like a holiday, weren't we? Like enjoying the kids.
We were having, because it was sort of April time, wasn't it?
Binge watching Netflix, other streaming channels are available. And then we realised that it was going to go on for a lot longer.
And money was dwindling. Because obviously the bills still had to be paid, the rent still had to be paid, the food, electricity, gas, and we were like, okay, so that savings we had has now dwindled down. This isn't good.
This isn't good. And it really wasn't good. We had £10.
Yeah, we literally had £10 in our pocket.
A physical £10
note. A physical £10 note. And we were like, crap, we need to do something because we need food, we've got the rent coming up again in 3 weeks, we need to do something. And we were sat in this room where we are now. We've got the TV up there, this used to be our lounge. And we were sat here watching, we were going through the Marvel films, weren't we? In order. We were watching all the Marvel films in order, and we were watching Thor. And we were sat there and you were like, oh my God. I was like, what? You were like, one of the sets of nails that I've done.
7 Dwarfs.
The 7 Dwarfs, which I'll put up on the screen now for you so you can have a look. And we're back. Has been chosen as the cover photo for one of the nail groups. I think it was the Nail Family, which is run by Anna Lou. And
who's probably watching.
Hey Anna Lou. And all the comments that we had, or you had, sorry, not me, I was nothing to do with it at this point, were like, oh my God, I wish I could do things like that. I could, you know, I'm not that artistic, I can't do it, you know. And I said to you, do you think you'd be able to...
So we paused Thor.
Yeah, paused Thor. Thinking cap went on. And I was like, do you think you'd be able to show people how to do that? And you were like, yeah, I think I could. And then...
That was it.
That was it. The workshop group, which was the first part of Get Nailed, was born. And in our heads, we were like, if we can get 10 people to sign up to do these workshops, we're going to do 4.
Do a food shop.
We'll do 4 over the month. And we charge £20 for it. £5 a workshop.
Yeah.
We know people are tight for money because of the pandemic, and we saw other people doing.
But we also knew that people had time, and I did a lot of my lives and a lot of the promotion of the workshop group and the workshops was the fact that people had time now, which as a nail tech, I know you don't get, because if you're not sat doing nails, then 9 times out of 10 we're females, so we've got a family, or we've got dinner to cook, or we've got life going on. If you're not sat doing nails, you're doing life. So all of a sudden everyone had time, which we never ever get in our industry.
No.
So that I knew people had that because we were all in the same situation.
Yeah. And your whole ethos behind it was,
The gift of
use
time.
that time wisely.
Yeah.
You know, up your nail game.
Yeah.
Be the best version of yourself that you can be. And that
Absolutely.
was something that
and
we're still doing.
that's still the same
Yeah.
right the way through. And I do genuinely believe that.
Yeah.
You know, you only have to look at some of our members now. I mean, she won't mind me picking her out, Kim Jones, for example, who, you know, nails for her was just a little sideline just to, you know, see her through because she's a singer, along with Jake Jones. And she now, nails is on par with her singing business. And she's got a regular clientele, and she says to me, normally over a bottle of gin, how much the workshops have completely changed her life. And when I hear that, because, you know, we're just here doing our thing, and to know that it's had that impact on someone when in fact it's the workshop group and the people that put their trust into me right at the very start were the ones that were literally putting food on our table for our children.
Well, it was reciprocated, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You were giving, I mean, you gave everything. We were working. When we first started the workshop group, I was putting all-nighters, editing, we were starting...
And we were learning. Yeah. Like, we had never recorded anything before, we had never edited anything before, we had never done anything like that, ever.
No. And I think the thing for me was, with regards to the workshop group, was that we had time to sit there and do that, which is why I was saying earlier that Get Nailed wouldn't have happened had we met 10 years earlier.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have that gift of time. We were working,
COVID
we were
had
busy.
to happen for us to be able to have to think to do that.
Yeah, definitely. And it was one of those things that, you know, we had that time to be able to plan these things, to learn how to do these things, and to actually put it all in place. And I remember the day we first set the workshop group up.
I was like, come on, we just need 10 people. Just 10 people. It will be able to put food on the table. And that was literally, we were like, if we have 10 people, we can go and do a food shop. Like, that was as far as our thought process had gone.
Yeah.
And then before we knew it, we had like, I can't even remember how many...
Well, I think we had 10 people sign up within the first hour of launching it. And we were like, cool, we've done it. And then all of a sudden there was more. And more.
And
we were like...
And at this point we hadn't actually recorded anything.
No. At this point we were recording stuff. We had a dodgy laptop. Do you remember the laptop? The laptop kept turning itself off if it was...
I had my dodgy phone that didn't have any... It was all cracked up, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It didn't even have like a camera thing, like the glass that goes over the camera. It didn't even have that. I was like, oh my god.
And you were using your old circle light, wasn't it? The mag lamp.
Yeah. Yeah, with a wax spatula across it with a bit of glue tack holding it together.
God.
And now I've got a Mariah Carey.
You're not Mariah Carey. That's not Mariah Carey. Well, it probably is Mariah Carey actually. Have you seen some of the videos?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Dodge.
I have, yeah.
But that's how Get There was born basically. And from
then
that point,
it just snowballed,
It just snowballed, yeah. I mean, we were doing workshop after workshop after workshop. We looked at working with some brands that didn't come to fruition. And
people were just crying out for... People were just like, when are you launching your products? And it's not even something we had even thought about, was it?
We had no interest in it.
We literally were just about the whole education side of things.
And that's all we wanted to focus on. But talking to some brands out there and seeing how we could work with them, and then them stealing our ideas. You know who you are. We just thought, do you know what? Why not just do it ourselves? People were crying out for it. We knew what we wanted to do. And we started the products. The first products we launched was our carving gels, closely followed by our core collection and the opulence collection. And it's grown and grown since then. And we've now got everything, apart from acrylic, coming soon. But apart from acrylic, we've got everything now in our range of products.
It's been such when you put it like that, it's been a massive and really steep learning curve for us, hasn't it? Because I think a lot of people think that, you know, we had this whole thing planned out, when actually, I mean, not so much now. I do get a random idea now and again, but back then, we were flying by the seat of our pants.
Yeah, we were stumbling our way through, just picking it up as we were going along.
But luckily enough, I had the experience that I did know what I wanted out of a product, what I don't like, what I do like, and that's why I believe, I mean, obviously it's our brand, but I genuinely believe so much in the quality of our product and the standard of the product and the standard of our education, because I've been in this industry long enough to know what is needed.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's why you test the products the way you do. You know, before we launched the carving gels, we had probably about 10, 15 different sets of carving gels come through, and we were testing them for about 2 or 3 months before we even thought about it. With the gel polishes, it was even longer. We were testing those for a good 6 months before we decided on which brand.
The consistency, the pigmentation, that so much goes in. Like I remember you said to me, right, so what do you want from it? And I listed off all of these things, and you were like, oh, I was thinking like colours.
Well, that's all I knew at the time. Yeah, at the time.
And I was like, no, babe, there's so much more goes into it.
But you got to
as
remember,
a nail tech that's using it.
When we started Get Nailed, which was coming up to 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
I knew nothing, and I mean nothing about nails. I thought you were just sat out in the back room, chatting to your mates, chucking a little bit of paint on a nail. There you go, off you go. See you later. I didn't realise what goes in to this industry and what you guys do, because a lot of you out there are so talented, and your thought process of how you break things down and redo it is just insane. Not something, because I'm not artistic in the slightest, you know this. I can tell you how to do the perfect set of nails with regards to structure and everything else. I can talk you through it step by step. Give me an acrylic brush.
You can't even hold a paintbrush.
Yeah, give me an acrylic brush to try and sculpt a set, or even tip a set. Not happening.
I think there might be a video somewhere of you doing a nail.
I think there is. Not that it's ever going to see the light of day. If it's not, I don't think it's up. So I don't think it's ever going to see the light of day. The industry itself is just so complex. There's so many different things that you wanted from our products. You know, we had testers from loads of manufacturers coming in, and we were like, not pigmented enough.
I felt really mean, actually. I felt really mean when we were working with the cosmetologists and the guys at the manufacturers, yeah, because they were trying their hardest, weren't they, to make me happy, and I was just like, no, it's too thick, no, it's too thin, no.
Because we didn't want a one coat system, because you get so many issues with curing and under-curing and
I've worked, there's not many brands out there that I haven't used, from your really cheap off of Amazon jobbers right the way through to some of the most expensive brands out there. So having that knowledge of that many different products that are on the market, I think really helped, because I knew exactly what I wanted, and touch wood, we have got exactly what we want.
Yeah, and it's growing and will continue to grow.
Yeah.
Like I say, we've got our acrylics coming out this year. We're going to add to the colour range. We've got lots planned, lots of exciting stuff planned for the future, which we'll come on to in a bit. But effectively, that's how Get Nailed was born.
Yeah.
You know, there was a lot of twists and turns in the road. There was some ups, there was some downs, there was some all-nighters, there was some tears, there's been laughter, there's been everything you can think.
There's been more ups and downs, more laughter than tears.
More ups and downs and more laughter than tears, 100%. And I wouldn't change anything that we've done.
No.
But coming from the background that I did in sales and coming into the nail world, I thought that I worked in a dog-eat-dog environment, right?
Yeah.
But this industry, I don't understand why a lot of people can't just get along. And I'm not going to mention names or call people out or anything like that, but there's a lot of people who don't want to see people succeed. And that's the complete
really
opposite
sad.
for us.
It's really
We
sad.
want to work with everyone. We want everyone to win, because if they're winning, the industry's winning. And that's why we're in this industry.
I think I have that opinion though, because so the first salon that I ever worked in as a 13-year-old, as a Saturday girl, was in Ryde on the Isle of Wight, and it's not, if you've ever been there, it's not very big. The Isle of Wight as a whole isn't very big, so it's not a small town, but it's certainly not Bournemouth. And in that town, when I was working there, was something like 27 salons, hair and beauty, and that was the day where it was all hair and beauty, like they went hand in hand.
Almost one salon per person.
But we were all busy. Like the salon I worked in, I think there was like 13 hairdressers, 3 juniors, 3 beauty therapists, 2 receptionists. Like, we were a big salon and we were busy. And every salon was really busy because we all just stuck to what we were good at, and no one ever had to advertise because it was so small on the island that it was just like word of mouth. So for me, we all just got on, did our own thing, concentrated on our own journey. So being part of the nail world, and like you've said, to see that for some people it is so dog eat dog because they're so worried about what everyone else is doing, that's a downfall. Because there's enough clients to go around.
There's enough fingers in the UK, so
there's enough educators to go around. There's, so many social media platforms now that people can hop in and out of. And, if you find the one that works for you, great. Crack on, do you. But what I hate about the industry is when, like, for example, I know there's some educators out there that don't teach all that they know. They hold a little bit back, so they're always that little bit better. And that's not fair.
No.
Because, a student, talking as an educator-student relationship, a student has invested in you, so, you should invest in them.
Well, also as well, you're dumbing down the level of education you're
Absolutely,
giving, which
yeah.
is going to have an impact on your customers, on
But
the
it's
industry.
going to have an impact on the industry as a whole.
Yeah.
And
Because
that's the last thing you want.
If you've got one educator who's holding a little bit back and teaching someone, that person then comes on to be an educator and holds a little bit back. Every time everyone's holding a little bit back.
It gets a little bit less and less and less.
And it gets dumbed down as it goes down. So
Yeah.
there really is no need for it. Get Nailed future. What is the future of Get Nailed? This is the bit I'm really unsure of. Because I'm not being funny. We can have talks, we can have
Which we
meetings.
do. We
can
do.
have,
We have meetings.
you know,
Staff meetings.
3 months, 6 month, 1 year, 5 year, 10-year plan,
Yeah.
which we do.
Yeah.
And then,
And they tend to be the big things.
yeah, the further ones seem to be the bigger things.
Yeah.
The shorter ones, the more obtainable and achievable ones. But then every now and again, not all the time, babe. This isn't a bad thing. But every now and again, you find a little spanner, and you go,
Oh, chuck it!
chuck that in there. Put a spanner in the works, and everything changes. So this is why I am very reserved to commit to anything on behalf of Get Nailed in the immediate future. But I know for certain a few things we want to do is we want to get out to America. We've got an incredible ambassador out there, Rochelle, who is in California, and we want to go out there and we want to go to shows over there. We want to try and get the Get Nailed brand out in America.
It's not as much as we obviously we want to do that, but also to experience the nail industry over there.
Yeah.
Because the nail industry here, the nail industry in Europe, the nail industry in America, the nail industry in
Australia,
South Africa, like at Kuwait, obviously we know a little bit about that because of Talita being out there, another one of our ambassadors. It's so different. And it's going to be really interesting to see how it works over there. Like with styles, with to see if we're even relevant. Because that...
I'm involved. Of course we're relevant.
But that's what it comes down to, doesn't it? You know? And
yeah.
It's...
So,
you know, because we're doing this podcast now, but, you know, the American viewers, listeners, what is it? Whatever. Still don't quite understand what we're doing. And the Australians, it's going to transfer differently.
Yeah.
Translate differently, isn't it?
It will. You know, we're talking about things over here and the industry being dog. I'm sure it's the same in all countries, you know, but it's how they work. You know, America is very heavily regulated, and you know, you want to go out there and do a day
so excited.
in Ras El Salon.
Yeah.
Just get yourself fully booked and just have a fun day. And we record it, we put it on the channel, so you get to see all of that as well. But yeah, that's something we want to do this year.
Yeah.
We are doing this year. It's not what we want to do. We are doing it this year.
Yeah.
Going out to California. I'm going to go to a few shows over there, so we're going to try and time it around when the shows are on, so that'd be good. The acrylic, we spoke about that. That's something that is happening this year. It's been crying out for now for a year, but we went down the hard gel route first, just because it was something that we tested and we liked prior to looking at acrylics. We've now found the acrylics that we want. It's just a case of now ordering it and getting it all in. So that will happen very soon, maybe first
Don't
quarter,
commit.
halfway through the year.
Sometime this year.
Sometime this year. And then workshops still ongoing. You know, if you want to learn nail art, we've got workshops for...
And we did have a little break, didn't we?
We did, but then people really missed them. So we were like, okay, we'll bring them back. We brought them back in a different format. So we do the workshops live now on a Monday at 10 a.m. UK time. We do the workshops, so you can join us live. You can ask Lauren questions while she's actually doing the nails. Have a bit of a chat. I do have to be on my best behaviour though on workshops.
You really think that's best behaviour?
Yeah. In comparison to the lives we do on the page, to get no page.
Huh? You're just a naughty schoolboy in a 40-odd-year-old's body.
30.
That's a lie! If you're 30, I'm 20 so.
Yeah,
just
no, that's
saying.
not... Okay, 40 something. But no, and just growing
I'm
the
excited.
brand.
I'm really excited about this year because, you know, doing stuff like this, I feel like we're moving in, and this is so corny.
Oh, go on, say it. I could so make it short.
I feel like we're moving into a new chapter.
Yeah.
Like, we've set the foundations, people know who we are with regard to getting to know us on our lives and our posts, and they know the pitter patter, if you like, of the company, what we're all about, that we are slightly different in that we're so supportive and just want people to, again, corny, want to be the best versions of themselves that they can possibly be. But we genuinely want that. And so people know that. So I think moving into 2023, I feel like I personally, I don't know about you because we haven't really discussed it, but I personally feel like, right, now we're going to move forward.
Yeah, so I think you're right. I think these last 3 years, because we've had to learn as we're doing it, we have been building the foundations for a bit longer than most would, because this is...
Well, for you, for example, you had to do your training on the job.
Yeah.
Like, with regard to nails and stuff. Like, you didn't even know the difference between a gel polish and a normal polish.
No, that is true. A UV and an LED lamp, I just thought they were the same thing, just different names.
Like, it's just a box you put your hand in and your nails come out
Yeah.
cured. You didn't even know it was curing.
Cured was, no. But, so yeah, I mean, it's been a massive learning curve for me, and I think you're right. You know, these last, coming up to 3 years now, we've been laying the foundations, and now we're starting to build the walls of the fortress.
Oh,
So the foundations are down.
I like that.
We're now putting in the breeze blocks for the walls, and we're just going to keep growing. You know, we love what we do.
So
we
excited.
love what we do. We love you guys. We love the messages we get back saying how it's impacted you guys and how thankful you are for what we do. And we're just as thankful to you guys as you are to us, because without you, we wouldn't be doing this. Lauren wouldn't have the pleasure of spending 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with me. And trust me, she loves it. And that's down to you guys. And
It's all your fault.
a bit harsh.
No, I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, you know, that's down to you guys and your love, your support. You know,
It really does mean the world, and
it does.
I'll message people back when they've messaged me and said, you know, that they've done this, that, the other, whatever it may be, and they'll say, oh, it's all because of you, and I'm like, no, you don't understand. It really does mean the world that A, you've taken the time to trust me and do whatever it is that they've done with me, whether it be training, whether it be buying into our product, whether it be whatever, just watching a YouTube video. B, I didn't know that I had it in me to be able to do this. And I know you certainly didn't know that you had it in you to be part of the nail world.
No.
And it really does mean the world. So when I say that to people, when I message them back and I'm like, thank you so much, it means the world that blah, 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 blah. I genuinely mean it.
Yeah, and it is down to them. They're the ones that took the time to up their nail game, to be the best version of themselves they can be. Yes.
Because take it back. I'm going to take it back to the beginning of our podcast.
Oh, God.
Take it back. If someone had told you on our wedding day, right, that this is what we would be doing now, would you have believed them?
No, not at all. When we went to go and see Oscar, so we went to this clairvoyant, is he clairvoyant?
Clairvoyant, yeah.
And he said, because at the time I was working in sales, I was a sales manager, I was earning a lot of money, I was really happy, earning a lot of money, and he said, are you self-employed? I was like, no. He said, do you two work together? I'm like, no.
I was like, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. He's like, you will be. You will be.
And he was adamant on it.
He was adamant, and we've been to see him a couple of times because he actually told us about Bo, our daughter, before we even knew you were pregnant.
Yeah, well, she took a little while to be sent to us.
She took a little while, but, you know, she's incredible. And so he was right about that. And we went to see him again, and he said this, and we were just like,
he was
excuse my French, but you're chatting shit, mate. Because I'm happy what I'm doing, Lauren's happy with what she was doing. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
And
then
now look at us.
COVID hit, and it happened. And we were like, damn.
He was right.
He was right again. And yeah, he's...
And I wouldn't change it for the world.
No, I wouldn't. It's been an incredible journey so far. And we're only at, just at the starting blocks.
We're still
So we are. We're only just at the starting blocks, and who knows where it's going to take us, what twists and turns there's going to be, but, you know, it's going to be fun.
I'm excited. I'm really excited.
And we want to take you guys along with us. So you're going to see a lot more vlogs. You're going to see a lot more... Ooh.
Now I know what they are, podcasts.
Podcasts, yeah. You're going to see a lot more nail tutorials on here. So come along for the ride with us because it's going to be fun. We try and make it fun. We've always said this, that we just laugh constantly, don't we?
Yeah.
We're always having a laugh, and if we can take you guys along for the ride and you enjoy it as well, then even better. So, but I
If
think
you don't watch.
yeah,
Listen.
no, watch us. I'm beautiful. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Don't be doing all this!
Oh.
Winds me right up!
You know what winds me up? Your voice.
Oh, don't even get me started. I hate it.
It's right through me sometimes. Sat there editing on my headphones, I'm going... Don't do that. I'm holding your hand so you don't hit me. No. thank you guys so much for joining us for our first podcast. There's going to be lots more of these. You enjoyed doing it?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You didn't know what a podcast was, did you?
I still don't really.
We've done it.
We're just chatting, innit?
Yeah.
Just chilling and chatting.
Just chilling and chatting. Yeah.
Chill and chat! That's what we could call it. No?
More than a bit. Right, guys, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure. And we will see you next time. Adios.
We need like an outro.
We'll see you next time. Right, let's get started. See you next time. That's the outro. That's what we're going to use.
Oh, it's my bad fun. Nailed it?
Nailed it.